Friday, beautiful day today. It said it's gonna rain. Ironically, today is less people. It's a Friday, but it looks like more shorties, which is funny. But I'll tell you this, folks, it's only one real, only one. You know, you got these people hanging out all day, making their food, making their drinks and stuff, just trying to get by. Uh, you know, but I am peeping there's some shorties here and there. Maybe they're shy in this area. But again, folks, it is only one real. One real. Some people didn't even wanna. They don't want to sit at the stands because you know you gotta buy stuff. Not always, but if it gets crowded, they will kick you off if you didn't buy anything. So I never went to this stand, but they don't have as much chairs as these guys. And I went to these guys last time, and the drinks were pretty cheap. The food, I mean, food on the beach is not really, it's not super cheap, but it's also meant for multiple people. So they kind of have it in mind that like when you buy food on the beach, you're eating for like a family of like four or more people, and everybody's gonna pick at it for like 4 to 6 people, or like 4 to 8 people maybe even. That's how they make the portion sizes. So they think a bunch of people are chipping in. So that's kind of how they do it here. This is the first time I'm seeing these garbage cans, which is a nice touch. As you can see here, when you look at the sand and stuff here, there's so much crap on the ground at this beach. These people don't take care of the beach. I was on Twitter. I saw some Brazilian girl complaining about foreigners littering, and I'm like, baby, the littering is not a foreigner problem. Brazil, just because they have a visa, many people, from where I'm from and other places, they don't show up here. So it's the locals that are littering, baby. Trust me. And you can see it here. I wouldn't walk barefoot on a beach like this. You never know what you're gonna step into. You know what I mean? But it's still a beach. There's still cheap drinks. There's still good vibes. Plenty of people outside. Check this out. Check it out. You know, these buildings. I like the buildings overlooking the sea. You know what I mean? I always enjoy that. I always enjoy that aesthetic. It's Friday. It's not many people. As you can see over there, it's empty. Come with me. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna order a drink. Also, they give you the pastel by hand, so you gotta be careful. It's hot. It's very hot. Well, well,
Sì,
tem caipirinhas branco.
sì, esse é bem.
So I just ordered tem
Tem. Caipirinha de quê? Pinga ou vodka? Pinga. Caipirinha de pinga morango. Com leite condensado e pastel de carne.
so this is the second time I've been here, and he just gives me the seat to pop up right here. There's closer seats. I'm probably gonna move up closer, move up to the water as well. But yeah, Carnival just ended, so now like all the holidays I mean, Brazil has a bunch of random holidays, but like this was their main holiday and it's done. This and New Year's are like their main holidays. So now that's done, and everybody's pretty much back home. So people you see here live here for the most part. You know, these are all locals. So it's a Friday, and the people here they either retired or they probably not working, something like that. You know what I mean? Getting it how they get it. But yeah, folks. So how was your week going? It's Friday. You looking forward to the weekend? Did you have a long week at work? Are you unemployed? How are you enjoying it? Talk to me. You know, last night my night was ruined because the Knicks lost to the Pistons again, in and got crushed again. And it's just mind-boggling. You know, I'm gonna talk more about them in a bit, but the way they lose to the Pistons is just completely unacceptable. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? With that being said, remember, folks, remember to like and subscribe. If you're new here, be sure to like and subscribe. If you've been here before, like and drop a comment. Helps the channel, helps the algorithm, and all that. I don't, I don't want to be that YouTube guy that talks a bunch of YouTube stuff. We're on the road to 500 subs. I never put it in the description. I never put it in the title. But we are on the road to 500 subs, and the hours and stuff to get monetized, stuff like that. So everything you guys do, it helps. Every contribution makes a difference. It helps. So I appreciate you guys doing so. But yeah, guys, Carnival just ended. All the parades, all the dancers. It goes on for about a week. And some people joke because they say, Carnival technically goes on until like May. Some people say it started in January already. It depends. Depends where you are. Because there's always a party to find. Party is not hard to find here. There's no day of the week you will not find a group of people sitting outside drinking beer, so or drinking alcohol, whatever. So don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You're always gonna find a party here wherever you at. Even in the dry areas, you can find something. But I do appreciate the fact that it's pretty nice out here. I'm from the East Coast in the U.S., so it's pretty cold right now, and it's warm out here. I'm very happy about it. Really nice day today. It said it was gonna rain all day. Look, it's pretty clear. It's clear to me. But folks, Carl Anthony Towns. Carl Anthony Towns. What are we gonna do with this guy, bro? Him and Mikal Bridges. Him and Mikal Bridges. I'm telling you, bro. It is, and it all stems from Cat. It stems from Cat because Cat doesn't move and he's always out of place. It causes OG and Mikal to look worse defensively than they are. Now I will admit, from
Vem da mesa, tá?
appreciate y'all. Hold on. Lady just came through with the drink. I don't know if they have a table here. I'll ask them, or I could just move up there. No problem. But as I was saying, guys, because Cat is always out of position, it makes OG and Mikhail look so much worse defensively than they are. Even Jose was annoying Cade yesterday. And, from a numbers perspective, he had a great game. Obrigado. He had a great game from a numbers perspective. But when you have 40 points on 40 shots, it's not impressive to me. He's not, technically he shot 50% from the field, but it wasn't efficient. When you take almost 40 shots to get 40 points, that's not a great score. That's a volume score. So, and him hitting threes, he's a streak shooter. He's not a 40% guy, which is why when you play him in a series, he might go 3 of 6 one game, but the rest of the games he's 1 of 5, 2 of 7, 2 of 9. He's not a 3-point threat. They're not a 3-point shooting team. But for some reason, every time they play the Knicks, they start hitting threes. And it's because since last year, since Tibbs, we've been leaving teams open for 3. And why do we leave teams open for 3? When Cat is on the floor, teams get to their rotations, and we can't rotate because he doesn't move his feet. Now, that's just perimeter. Typically, you don't talk about a big man defending on the perimeter. But for someone like Cat, that all he wants to do is catch and shoot and drive and be a point guard, he can't escape the responsibility of being on the perimeter. Not to mention Paul Reed dropped 20 on him. Paul Reed, he should have had 2. Cat didn't stop him. Mitch didn't stop him. None of the bigs stopped him. This is a third string bum. Are you kidding me? And y'all can't slow him down? 20? Come on, bro. That's insane. But again, guys, look at the Pistons box score. They scored almost 130. How? I can't look at that roster and see 130 points, but they found it somehow. Now, this is due to 2 reasons: long rebounds and turnovers. We went 5 of 35 for 3 last night. Holy crap. Against this non-shooting team, go to the rim. They're hacks. I seen Cade bitching about free throws. Their team is full of hacks, including him. They're all hacks. You're not going to be a hack and benefit off the whistle. It doesn't work like that. You have to defend. You have to defend properly. Mike B says hi. Mike B, what's going on? How you doing? You can't be hacks and then expect the benefit of the reps. That's insanity. To be honest, the Pistons fans, they're annoying because they haven't done anything in over a decade. but they're talking a bunch of mess. And I really don't like their coach. Their coach annoys me, and we also sent him home twice. We beat the Cavs when he coached them. We beat the Pistons when he coached them. And if we played him again, we're gonna send him home again. All this wanting to avoid the Pistons, I think is complete nonsense. I'm telling you, we had such a better team. I'm not a fan of the coach. Everybody tries to blame the coach for everything. Now, I'm not a fan of Mike Brown, but there's just things that some of the players do that it's not about the coaching at that point. They have to make the decision to be better than what they've been doing, aka Cat and McHale. McHale refuses to go through contact. You know, McHale had caught it in the lane and Cade just bumped him and then he just turned into a fadeaway. I couldn't believe it. This is the guy that dunked on Cade last year. He dunked on him. It's like they refused to play them serious until they played him in the playoffs. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. I noticed it's been popular to get at Jalen Brunson lately. A lot of people getting upset at Jalen Brunson. They saying he's a ball hog. He's not sharing the ball. Here's the thing, folks. If nobody else wants to shoot the ball, he's going to shoot the ball. That's it. Everybody getting shook. Um, Carl Towns getting his shot blocked by Paul Reed. Are you kidding me? He's not getting fouled. He looks clumsy. Paul Reed is sending his shit. Paul Reed is dropping 20 on him like he's an elite big. If Cade has a big game, that's fine. He's a player that's not only supposed to have a big game, he's not going to have a big game every game. The last time the Knicks lost, he had 11. Again, bro, the only difference between the Pistons and the Knicks, the effort and the shooting. Now, OG couldn't throw a rock in the ocean yesterday. Look at this shit. Imagine you couldn't throw a rock in what's in front of you. OG played too many minutes. He also wasn't good against Cade. I like Sokan's minutes. I like Mitch's minutes. Mikhail was also an awful matchup. But OG wasn't ready. It was the first game back. So they weren't ready yet. Especially with how off he was. He was definitely rested. So he's gonna need time to come back. That was the worst game for him to come back for his first game. Because the Pistons are so mad at how they got done. They lost in 6 games. They lost in 6 games. They didn't lose in 7 games. They didn't they say the ref screwed them. The ref screwed you for 4 wins. This is a series. This isn't a regular season game. So for an entire series, the ref screwed you. That's hilarious. I say it before, I'll say it again. When it's playoff time and everybody's defending, where are they going to get all these points from? I don't see it. If they're not allowed to hack and we hit shots, I don't see how they can come close to beating them. They're not a shooting team. That makes sense. All these random ass no name. Um, it's crazy, bro. It's just crazy. But time will tell. You know what I mean? I'm not down on the Pistons. I'm just saying, like, outside of Cade, who isn't really like, who's an upper tier scorer, but not a super elite scorer. He's just tall. Who's their second guy? They're getting the opportunities off of the defense and turnovers. They don't have a second legitimate scorer. They don't have great shooting. And the playoffs will expose that. They'll be exposed. That's my thoughts anyway. Let me know your thoughts. Chilling here, drinking ham, pissed at the Knicks, but happy to be enjoying this good weather, and all that extra stuff. I'm thinking if I should do fries. My stomach not feeling weird, so I might just do another drink. We'll see. There's a store I want to go to though. Get some shirts and stuff. everybody joining. I do appreciate y'all. If you're new, remember to like and subscribe. If you've been here before, remember to like and comment. I just went off on my rant talking about the Knicks. I still think it's a finals team. I'm not worried about the diaper bandits. I'm not concerned about the regular season. They showed us last year they have a playoff switch. Showed us last year. They produce. And where they failed was their lack of a bench and being burnt out. We don't have that issue this year. Tibbs is gone. And we have a strong bench. So in this East, I just don't see it. I just don't, bro. Bro. Honestly, when I look at Detroit, I look at a team that's overachieving because I don't see a roster that should have the record they have. It doesn't make sense. I don't think I'm underrating their roster. I just really think that they're overachieving. You know, I'm someone that hates this. Like I hate the Celtics, right? But I don't give a shit about the Pistons. I even like when they had Chauncey Billups, Rip, the Wallaces, both Ben and Rasheed. Like I like that team back then. But the Pistons fans, they're getting annoying because they had a 14-win team, and like our team, especially like at the beginning of this decade, when we would play the Pistons, it would get disrespectful. We'd win by like 40, super disrespectful. While we were on our way, getting the team better, making our strides in the playoffs and stuff like that, and you know, just making our way in the league. So they've had this like rocket process where it's like they've gone from 14 wins in 2 seasons to the 1 seed, and it's like a ton of their fans are going to be disappointed because they're not going to go all the way. And I see it, like I already see it. Do you see the scores of these games? Nobody is playing defense. They're the only team playing defense in the regular season. So when it's playoff time and everybody plays defense, I don't know that there's going to be the separation between them and all these other teams that they have to face. That's how I look at it. Durant is not going to give you 25 to 30 a game. Durant is like Clint Capella. Cade is like Joe Johnson. Or how about this? Jalen Durant is like Al Horford without the jump shot. Like he's productive. Al Horford is productive, but like, are you worried about Al Horford? Like, come on, bro. It's just we saw it last year. They couldn't touch the Cavs. They couldn't touch the Celtics. They were competitive against OKC, but ended up losing anyway. And then we get to the playoffs, and then holy crap, we came back from down 20 twice to the Celtics, twice, with Tatum and Brown on the floor. Tatum eventually got hurt in the game 5, but we're already winning by 10. We already had the lead. We're already up. So, the Celtics really thought that they were so much better, and they were so, my God, they were so arrogant and full of crap. They were just so full of crap, arrogant. They weren't knowledgeable. They didn't know who our guys were and nothing like that. We had some good guys, and we just shat on them. We should have beat them in 5, but we beat them in 6. We just shat on them. And realistically, we should have shat on the Pacers. But we played 7, they played 11. And when we played, our bench was already too late. You know, when we started to play Shamit and we started to play Delon, right? You stop seeing TJ be productive. You know, Deuce is known as this great defender, but he can't figure out TJ for some reason. TJ cooks him every single time for some reason. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But what do you guys just thought? You know, we had enough talent to beat the Pacers. They didn't have the stamina. Tibbs ran them into the ground. You know, in year two, we have a much better roster. We have a much deeper roster. I don't know what happened to Clarkson yesterday, but Clarkson is still a part of the fold. Not to say he would have made a difference yesterday, but Clarkson is the type of player that in a series, in any given series, he can make a difference. You know, kind of in the same kind of way that campaign, you know, he didn't make a difference in the whole series, but there was like a campaign game, you know what I mean? Where campaign had a great game. I think, was it against this? Did we play the Sixers last year? We didn't play the Sixers last year. We played them years ago. We played the Celtics, we played the Pacers, and then who else did we play? Did we play the Sixers last year? I don't even remember. I just remember that Celtics series. We destroyed them, and it's like I wasn't one of those fans that were like, "Oh my God, how the hell are we going to beat the Celtics?" I picked the Knicks to win in six last year. I picked them, and we won in exactly 6 games. That was so hilarious. Okay. Ah man, that was a hell of a pick. I can't believe I picked them to win in six, and they actually did. That was amazing. That's like probably the greatest sports pick I ever made. Yeah. I picked the Seahawks to beat the Patriots, but who didn't? Anybody with two eyes. The only question was Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold wasn't bad enough to make them lose the game, and they won. I said if Sam Darnold doesn't turn the ball over, Drake May will. Drake May is gonna put the ball on the floor at least twice. Now Drake May had 3 turnovers, but I predicted 2 turnovers because Drake May fumbles, and that Seattle defense was gonna force them to fumble. That Seattle defense is too good, and they're so interesting because even if you watch football, they don't have a bunch of guys you can name, but you know their defense is fucking good. Like, you know what I mean? I don't feel that way about the Pistons. You know, the Pistons are just the only team that are actually like they're the only team that plays defense in regular season, and that's what pisses me off. Yo, why do Brazilian dudes do this, bro? Like, it's like we try to walk away from like a dude dressed sus, and they try to walk to you, but at the same time, it's like there is a lot of homos in Brazil, so they will try to. It's like they'll try to hit on you without hitting on you. You know what I mean? Weirdo shit. But I'm not with that. I'm with that straight life. Anyway, guys, I'm over the half-hour mark. I did enjoy this live stream. I did enjoy talking to you guys. I might be back on here later today. I might come on tomorrow, or maybe I'll be on next week. We'll see. But I did miss you guys. I'm glad I got to stream again. I'm glad I got to talk to you guys again. So until next time.